beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel Natural Beauty by Tasman, or Tasman Horsen, whatever you kind of follow me on. I'm here today to talk about women's health. So women's health, I have so many topics that I could cover within women's health. So I've written a few out and I'll probably film a few different ones, so you might see these pop up, but yeah, if there's anything in particular that you'd like me to chat about, please comment in the comment section below, or just send me a personal message or a DM, and I will happily, on my Instagram, or I'll happily try and address any issues that you would like to talk about. So a couple that I have written down on my piece of paper, I just looked up women's health in general. I've got birth control, pregnancy, a little bit hard for me to comment on at this stage. I do have a lot to say about pregnancy and all of that, but we'll kind of move on to that later. I've got depression, anxiety, acne, bladder control, depression, healthy eating, exercise, IBS, menstrual cycles, yeast infections, UTIs. So that's just a few things. I'm sure there's so much more in women's health that we could actually talk about. So again, if you have anything that you particularly want me to talk about, just comment in the comments below and I will try and cover it on my channel. So I wanted to jump on today and talk about probably one of the first issues I kind of had was IBS. So when I was a kid, I used to struggle with extreme stomach pain. Like I used to get this pain, and it would just come on like out of the blue. Like I could be doing something and then the next minute, like I was in complete pain. So I remember even going to the airport one day and then I had to like stop the car because I was in so much pain, and I didn't throw up, but I felt like throwing up. And then I remember we went on a family holiday and we were in the Singapore airport and I was just on the ground in agony. And so I got all my hormones kind of checked, and it wasn't anything to do with my hormones at that stage. I didn't have a period, so I knew that it couldn't be period pain or anything like that. And then I went and got tested to see if I was dairy, like if dairy was a concern for me, and also if I was celiac, so if gluten was a product that kind of irritated my stomach. But both of the tests came back negative, so it's a positive. I can eat dairy and I can also eat gluten, but I kind of choose not to, but that's just a whole nother topic anyway. So once both of them tests came back negative, the doctors obviously can't kind of come up with an answer for you, and if you've checked everything, then you kind of get put in the category of IBS. So yeah, once I was diagnosed with IBS, I kind of started researching it and understanding that it was it could be to do with stress. So stress can make IBS worse, and obviously you have flare-ups, which might have been the reason why I got so much stomach pain out of the blue kind of thing. And it was often when I was stressed, so I kind of linked the two together, but I never really got any answers. I tried to follow a FODMAP diet and I tried to write a diary of the foods that I was eating and wasn't eating, but that kind of didn't work for me either, because I did go on to suffer an eating disorder. So writing all your foods down and what you've had for the day isn't kind of a good mental thing to do, especially if you have an eating disorder. So I decided to not write down any food and that sort of thing. I have since discovered that if I eat a heap of mushrooms or anything with like a lot of mushrooms in it, that I will feel sick the following day. So I can eat mushrooms, just not a heap of them. So if you can kind of keep track of what foods you're sensitive to, then it does help because you can try and avoid them. Also dairy, if I had lots of dairy, I'd often feel sick as well. But now that I have a plant-based diet, I don't really have any dairy products in my diet. Like the occasional, I still eat, me and my partner still eat halloumi, and we still eat chocolate. So that's the only dairy products that we have at this stage. That might change. So yeah, I just spent my whole life dealing with IBS, and I just assumed that was the only answer for all the bloating. And then I kind of got an eating disorder, and I eliminated things like so many things. I eliminated so many foods from my diet, and then when I was recovering and adding them into my diet, it caused me a lot of pain and a lot of bloating because obviously my body wasn't used to them and my gut health wasn't the greatest. So yeah. But just recently I decided that this year I was going to really look into my health. So last year I kind of addressed the mental health, and I'm still continuing with that. And then this year I really wanted to address my physical health. So along with a lot of reasons, which I will also talk about in some other vlogs. So I also had a yeast infection, and I had a problem with getting like multiple UTIs. Reached a point with the UTIs, and then the yeast infection was kind of the final straw because I'd never had one in my life. And it was after taking some antibiotics. So it was kind of the antibiotics that caused the yeast infection. But after so many doctor's appointments and me continually like going back to them and being like, what is happening? It's not going away. I've taken this, I've done this, I've tried the creams, like I'd done everything. They took the swab. They actually took 2 swabs in the end because we just couldn't work it out. And then her answer was that I needed to be on tablets for 6 months to keep this yeast infection away. And for me, that just wasn't a good enough answer. Like, I look after my body, I do all the right things. I was, taking garlic. You can also insert garlic. I tried everything, and for me to the answer be to just take tablets for 6 months, that wasn't a good enough answer for me. I reached a point where I was like, that's it. I respect Western medicine, and I still do to this day. I think you need a mixture of both, but I was like, I need to go down the natural path, and I need to work out what is actually happening with my body and why some of these things keep occurring. So I ended up getting, which I will probably share another video here. I ended up getting a complete microbiome gut analysis done. So basically I had to poo in a little jar, and I got all of that testing done, which I will share the video here. And then recently, what I've decided to do with my last appointment, I'm getting a full gut microbiome test done. So I'm just going to grab the test so you can have a little bit of a look. So it's basically a full stool test. So I'm going to have to poo into this, and then they collect it and they analyze it, and basically I'll get all my results back. And I feel like that's something, it's quite expensive, but as well, if you want to really work out what's happening with your body and you want to be at optimal health, then that's something that you might want to consider, and something you could talk about with a naturopath. Or I know they sell, you can kind of have a look, there's different brands that offer it as well, but yeah, again, I'm not educated enough on that particular topic, so it's worth speaking to someone and seeing if that's something that you could do to optimize your health and kind of work out what's not functioning. Because for me, I've always had a lot of gut issues. Basically, I was diagnosed with IBS because they couldn't work out why I was getting a particular pain. So yeah, the results came back, and I can also share another video here. The naturopath, although I'll keep updating you guys. Last time I spoke on this episode, I was chatting about a complete microbiome gut test that I was about to do. So I did the test. You had to put in a little container and you send it off, and then the labs kind of review it, and then you get the results back. So I did get my results back, and if you have the money, no, I shouldn't say that. If you want to invest in your health, this could be a very important part in terms of the puzzle piece in understanding what's happening with your body and your gut and your health and just everything. It covers a lot in the test, and you get a lot back from it, and if anything, it just confirms a lot of things, which in my case it did. Discovered that I had a parasite. So a very common one, a lot of people often have this parasite and they don't know. It's like very small, and can kind of be cleared pretty quickly as well. So nothing major to be concerned about, but obviously kind of I wasn't carrying any yeast. I'm not sensitive to any gluten or anything like that. It's just mainly repairing my gut wall and repairing my gut, and then also just getting rid of the parasite and that bacteria. So yeah, it was pretty good at confirming. I think I mentioned in the last video that I have been told that I have IBS, and yeah, so this kind of test just kind of confirms that I do have some sort of like IBS kind of symptoms, and by repairing the gut wall and things like that, might help strengthen my gut. So that's a recap of my results. So yeah, I just want to give you a little rundown of what I'm continuing to take after the results came back. So what I'm currently taking, and the results are like also confirmed that I had a bit of like leaky gut, and that IBS was kind of present for me, or like the leaky gut and fixing my gut was something I should focus on. And then obviously the parasite as well, but I think the parasite is a pretty common parasite, and then the gut issues are like things that you can fix. So it was all kind of fixable, which is kind of great, but it also did explain a lot of the bloating, a lot of me getting sick, a lot of the infections. And I've been doing this for almost 6 months now, and the difference is so amazing. Like, yeah, I just don't really get bloated anymore. I feel good. My energy's high. I had one UTI, which I flushed out within like a matter of hours. So I got it one night and then it was gone the next morning. So I had never ever been able to do that in the past. Sorry, my dog in the background. How to do that in the past, and being able to flush it out like that was something that really gave me a good signal that everything that I was doing was working and repairing my gut health. And I know we're in the middle of COVID, probably not when you see this video, but at the moment I'm currently in lockdown because I'm in Melbourne. But yeah, so when you see this video, it won't be then, hopefully. And yeah, so I'm really happy with my gut health and how everything's tracking, and it was the best money that I've ever spent and will continue to spend. So products I'm taking at the moment, I am taking Glutagenics. So Glutagenics helps support your gut lining, and basically with the lining at the moment, when you have leaky gut, there's like little holes where things can get through, and then by taking the Glutagenics, it kind of closes the holes over, and then hopefully you don't have as much areas for kind of bacteria and all of the things to get through into your gut. So having a strong gut lining that's really intertwined, I should say, I don't know what the word is really important. So the Glutagenics helps me with that, and I take it before breakfast and I take it before dinner. And then we've got the Backtracks. I think that's how you say it, but that one, I take this one before breakfast in the morning, and this one again helps with intestinal health and it helps with upper intestinal tract, but also a good one for repairing your gut and helping with any gut issues. And then the other couple of ones that I take, I've also got some probiotics. So I've got Ultra Flora, and then I've also got another one in the fridge that helps specifically for, it's like a probiotic specifically for female, like focusing on the female kind of areas and helping the flora there. I'll go grab them out just after because they have to be in the fridge. The other products I had another one. I don't really know the name of this, but I liked the other one because it had peppermint oil in it. But this one has oregano, and if you've ever tried oregano oil, or yeah, it's just not the nicest tasting, and neither is this one, but I take it and it's helping to clear the parasite. Also with parasites, it's really important to see someone that can like help you with it, but also that you're not taking the same product because they can kind of adapt to the product over time. So you kind of do one product. So the first product I had, it had peppermint kind of oils in it, and then this one has oregano and like some other things as well. So we've changed it up. And then garlic fort, helping with my gut health, but also helping to treat the infections. So this one has been a lifesaver. I cannot live without this one because I do not want any of them infections back. And this is, yeah, I love this one. It does smell so much when you go to the toilet though. So just a little warning there. But obviously if you want to heal your gut, or you really want to take control of your health, then I'm suggesting a doctor running all the tests, and if the tests don't work, or even you can do like a doctor and a naturopath, or yeah, you can do a few like modalities to kind of together. Obviously also want to look at your stress, and you could get massage. There's so many things that you can try that contribute to your health. So yeah, really important to mention that as well. But also really important to mention that I'm not a doctor, I'm not a health professional, so please do your research and see the doctor to run all the tests first, and then yeah, just do your best to do what's right for your body. So the final one that I have, which also helps with stress and is very important to gut health, because there is more and more research proving that stress can affect our gut health. So I've got NeuroCalm, which I use throughout the day, and this one helps keep me calm because I have suffered with depression and anxiety in the past. That has been a real lifesaver. To start with, I was taking up to 4 a day, and now it's like down to 2 a day, so that's really good. Okay, I went and got the 2 probiotics that I have, so the Ultra Flora Care, and then also this Femex Fort. So yeah, obviously this is a lot. This is all very expensive, but I just think your health is an investment, and your body has to get you through life. So I don't know, I prioritize this over clothes and anything like that. I just think it's super important, and if you want to feel good and you want your mental health to be good and your gut health to be good and all of that, I really, really recommend thinking about your health. I was also going to suggest this one because I had it in the fridge. So before I was seeing a naturopath, I was taking the Ultra Bioceuticals brand, so the Ultra Biotic 45. So that one's a good one that you can get from Chemist Warehouse. It is around the $50 mark, I think, from memory. But that's a good, just general one to get you started. And then from there you can kind of see a naturopath or see someone and get more specific kind of probiotic for your health. So yeah, that kind of wraps up today's vlog on women's health. I'm sorry I didn't cover too much on IBS, but it is something that people suffer from, and it's kind of a really broad category, and there's lots of symptoms, so you can have a look. You can look up the symptoms and stuff if it's something you think that you might have. But I would definitely just see someone, and there might be other reasons why you're not feeling great, or you're getting stomach pain, or like it might be stress, could also be a parasite. You could have more serious kind of issues that you don't know about. So yeah, it's really important to just seek out help, and you will be so thankful that you did get the help and spend the money, I guess. Yeah, it's because health is so important, and women's health is so important, and I don't think that we speak about it enough. And yeah, there's so many topics that we as women don't speak about, and we kind of shut it behind closed doors. But I think it's definitely really important to share what you're going through, and maybe you might be able to help someone, your friend down the road. Maybe there's something she's suffering from, who knows, like she could have a yeast infection and you have no idea, and she could be in pain and you have no idea. Like, women hide so much from the world. Women often hide their problems and don't speak about it because we feel ashamed, or we feel like we can't burden others. Yeah, just some of the reasons. But yeah, if you ever want to reach out and just have a chat to someone, I'm here for you. Jump over and follow my Instagram page, Natural Beauty by Tasman. Follow this channel, give me a like, and if you have anything and that you want to talk about or me to chat about, please comment in the comment section below, and I'll be seeing you next time, beautiful souls. All right, bye.